Good evening. Good evening. It is time for Monday Musings with TracyAWillis. I pray you all have had a fantastic day and a great weekend. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about making it happen on our own. And it's amusing because, a Monday musing. Because it's a thought that some people have not truly mulled over in their mind, or they have and they're really not quite sure how to move forward, how to even take that next step. So today's Monday Musing is dedicated to someone I was talking to last week. She is a recording artist, a Billboard recording artist, and is at a crossroads in her life where she's ready to move on and do something different. She's ready to improve what she's been doing. She's fantastic, by the way. And her dilemma is that she's trying to get someone to be the manager, trying to figure out how to get to these record labels, how to get into the radio stations. Well, I'm going to share with you the same thing I shared with her, as well as the same thing I shared with a group of people back in July. And that is, we are now in a day and age where we don't really have to depend on other people. Let's say you enjoy cooking. Let's say you enjoy traveling. Whatever those things are that you enjoy, you can be your own person that makes those happen, okay? Whatever business venture you have, starting out small scale, you can make that happen on your own. There's actually a word that they have officially put into the dictionary called a solopreneur. We all have heard the phrase entrepreneur, but haven't quite heard solopreneur. That's basically a person who has a business, but it's just them. And it's something that's become more and more prevalent as the days go by. These corporations are getting bigger and bigger. They're cutting hours. They cut time. They are lowering pay. They want to work you to the bone for the monkey chips that aren't even enough to keep your lights on. That is a very real situation for a lot of people. So enter the solopreneur who says, I'm going to do this on my own, with or without you, preferably without you, because that means the revenue and whatever benefits, profits, they're mine. I will speak of myself being a solopreneur. Years ago, and I really want to say it had to have been closer to high school, where I was blessed with the idea of doing graphic design. And it actually is a gift. God has given me the gift of doing graphics, web graphics, flyers, posters, business cards, you name it. I've been blessed to be able to do it. And I remember saying to myself, by the time I get 50, I would love to have a brick and mortar. I want to have X number of employees, so on and so forth. Well, those who lived through the crash back in 2007, 2008, you have witnessed that shift to where a lot of those things really aren't realistic anymore. So moving forward on you being your own solopreneur, what I'm doing right now is your key. Going live. We're in an era where everyone is their own television station. You don't have to find the local networks. You don't have to Netflix, whoever there are. You don't really need them, not right away. You start on your own, whatever your dream is, whatever it is that has been put into your heart and your spirit to move forward on, you do it. Don't wait. Some tips to get it going. Number one, figure out what you're going to talk about. Come up with your content. If you need to write it out so you can stay on track with what you want to talk about. Number two, make sure that you got your act together before you press live. Okay? So, example, this right here, this did not just happen 5 minutes ago. This was something I had to plan it out, because whatever you record, whatever you put out there, it's going to live on in perpetuity. Internet is forever. So don't just say, I'm going to go live, and then you grab the phone and you press live, and all of a sudden, maybe behind you was something that does not need to be in your video. Okay? It can be any number of things, but make it something that's appealing. Number two, I'm going to do this so I can make my point. We don't make videos like this. You don't look down. You don't want people looking up your nose, and you're talking down, and all this is being clogged up. Come up into the light. Speak. clearly, fully articulate what you're saying so people can follow along and maybe become a fan of yours or simply spread the word. Okay? So 2 very quick tips to get it going. Content, your look. Number 3, your environment. Make sure what's behind you is something that will work. So if you are that person who likes to cook and you know you can burn, take that little camera and take the phone with you to the kitchen, and please, back to your environment. Be conscious of everything around you because the viewers, they will be conscious. So if you're that person who you don't clean as you cook, you may want to reconsider that. Have a nice, hot, bubbly sink full of dishwater, showing that you are clean in what you do. Okay? Have the appropriate gloves ready. Have your ingredients already set out. Don't have things laying around the counter. You see what I mean saying? Things like that. If you're a person who gives encouragement and you just want to share a happy video with people, then making sure your environment is light and airy. So to this person who asked me to please do this because they really want to move forward in singing and getting it out there, here's your video. Do your songs. Pick a song. If you want to do a cover, do a cover. Just be sure you start on in the beginning, giving the disclaimer that I own no rights to this music. All rights are reserved by the label, artist, and or writer. Say that in the beginning, then shout out, name who the person is who sang the original song, and then proceed to sing it. That keeps you out of liability. And that's for anyone who's going to replicate someone's material, whether it's poetry you're going to read, books, whatever you're going to do. If it belongs to someone, say it. Because those lawsuits are not funny by no means, okay? So here's to all those solopreneurs out there who want to make it happen, who want to go further than they ever dreamed possible. And I'm watching it. I'm witnessing it. I have a very dear friend who decided he wanted to start a business, and he sought me for advice. I shared some things. I've helped him with some of his graphic needs. And all of a sudden, he's watching how God is moving, because he took that step and said, I'm going to do this. I can do this, and I don't have to wait on anybody to do it. So that's who you are. Do it. Make it happen. Don't keep waiting for the next person to give you that $2 that you need, or that bump that you need, or that extra money. You do it. You earn it. Take it back to the days when our forefathers came out of slavery, and they had to do more than they ever thought was possible to be their own person, their own man, their own woman, their own whatever. They made it happen. Then it wasn't by choice because no one would hire them. But guess what it did? It gave them a fortitude to have their own, to be their own. And that is your mandate. Have your own. Be your own. Do your own. Seek the Lord. Pray. Make sure he's guiding you, and then move forward and do. Because guess what? You can make it happen. Solopreneur. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.